Here's Greg Lee joining us live tonight from the Moscone Center in San Francisco with more on the final full day of APEC. Greg?
Yeah, Alex, good evening to you. President Biden packing in as much as he could before he left the Bay Area. As you said, a very important bilateral meeting, this time with our neighbor to the south, Mexico. Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador arrived at the Moscone Center for a bilateral meeting with President Biden. On the agenda, a historic number of migrants showing up at the southern border, including illegal crossings and immigration policies.
Together, we're taking a balanced approach that includes enforcing our borders, increasing reparations, and opening a historic number of legal pathways for migrants.
Further progress needs to be made to address the migratory phenomenon. We're working on that jointly in coordination.
Republicans have hammered the Biden administration on the issue. The president recently requested $14 billion from Congress for border security, but it was left out of the temporary spending bill. Related to the border, the two leaders also spoke about fentanyl trafficking.
Continue to support so we do not allow the introduction of chemical components and chemical precursors to fentanyl, because we're fully aware of the damage it poses to the United States youth.
To address the opioid epidemic and including fentanyl, which when we talk privately, I want to tell you about my great conversation with Xi Jinping on that issue.
The talk comes after Mr. Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping announced an agreement to crack down on the export of materials to make the deadly drug. Former DEA Senior Special Agent Michael Brown, who develops counter-narcotics technology at Rigaku now, says Mexico must be part of a three-country solution.
China is the center of gravity. This is where all the precursors come from. Mexico, again, is where the cartels are. They receive the chemicals, they produce the chemicals into fentanyl, and then they distribute it to the United States. Without the bilateral assistance from both countries, law enforcement in the United States can only take this solution so far.
I challenge us all to find new ways we can seize the full potential of all of our people.
President Biden closed out his time at APEC in the Bay Area by hosting a retreat with the 20 other member economies where he handed over host duties to Peru. He reiterated U.S. investments in the Indo-Pacific, urged inclusive growth, and challenged the leaders to work together on global challenges like climate change and the development of artificial intelligence.
This is a shared challenge and requires shared solutions. And I would respectfully suggest all of us around this table have a responsibility to work together to seize the opportunities and manage the risk of this technology.
Now, as we heard, in addition to President Biden, we've also seen many of the other leaders leaving the Bay Area today. Mayor Breed posted this on social media about an hour ago as she bid farewell to Chinese President Xi Jinping after his busy week in the Bay Area. We are also accordingly seeing the crowd inside the International Media Center where we are now starting to thin out as well as journalists from all over the world start to make their way home as well. Reporting live at the Moscone Center, Greg Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Yeah,
Alex.
A busy week in San Francisco, and it is now wrapping up. Greg, thank you.